Hi, I'm Nathan Spearing, owner of Transform NC, a remodeling general contractor based in Southern Pines, North Carolina, also offering construction consulting nationwide. And I stopped by my cabinet supplier, my cabinet manufacturer. I guess my cabinet artisan is a better way to describe that this afternoon, to drop off a paint sample that they are going to get custom matched because my wife has a very specific green that needs to read right in all the different walls in our house with the natural light. And we are going with Justin at Southern Cupboards to achieve the look, because you really just can't get that feel in your kitchen, your laundry room, your mud room when you use an inferior mass-produced product. You can tell the difference when you walk into a space, whether it's custom cabinets or not. And so naturally, when we're building our house, we're going to go with Justin. We're going to actually execute at a high level of detail and craftsmanship. And then there's also that customization available to you when you go with a full custom project. You're not trying to warp and bend and manufacture or modify these overseas mass-produced products. It's American sourced, locally made, and it comes right off. And so I had Justin give us a full walkthrough of his shop and talk us through the process in depth. And those of you that get tool envy may not want to continue, just because he's got a lot of toys, a lot of amazing things that he does to increase the quality, the repeatability, and the customization there. It's just really in-depth and informative, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. So stay tuned.
All right, so this is where all the magic starts at Southern Cupboards. What we do is receiving here. All of our board stock is domestically sourced from Rex Lumber on the East Coast. We generally focus on walnut, white oak for your stain grade finishes. We provide maple for our paint grade cabinetry in varying thicknesses. This material can be used for your face frames, your floating shelves, your bench tops, among other things, custom cut trim, items like that. The face frame material is sized on a table saw. That is a saw stop table saw. So it is a technologically advanced unit that when it senses human touch, moisture, or metal, is going to drop that blade. The cost of that saw is far, far greater the value of accidentally losing a hand. So that is a beautiful piece of insurance and investment there. All of our plywood for the cabinetry is a domestically sourced plywood from Doswell, Virginia. We're very keen on domestically sourced material. We're a local company and we like to use American-made products. We have a pre-finish on our plywood, so your interior of your cabinet, you open it up, you've got a nice UV clear coat, oriented grain, maple furniture grade plywood. We also have various species of plywood for our stain grade products, where we're doing finished interior cabinets, where we're doing toe kick and different small panel items. We can get whatever face frame material we have, oak, walnut, cherry, alder, commonly any really you would need. We get matching veneered plywood to match the board stock that we get. Also 1/4 inch plywood furniture grade, so your cabinet backs, your drawer bottoms, the items like that, everything's clear coated, everything's got a UV finish on it, nice smooth interiors of even drawer cabinets that you don't even see the inside of that cabinet, clear coated, sealed up, durable. We also produce all of our drawer boxes here. So a solid wood drawer box, and it is going to have an undermount full extension drawer slide. So we'll be able to show you an example of that, but nice, smooth, full extension, brings the back of that drawer out to the front of the face frame, full use of that drawer. You'll see the description here of a full extension drawer slide. So the back of that drawer is pretty much flush with this face frame here. And we also have undermount drawer slides. You're not seeing any drawer slide here in this space. Couple equipment items that we have in the space. All the plywood for your boxes is cut on this CNC 4x8 CNC router. So it's cutting out our bottoms, backs, sides, tops, all those adjustable shelves for the cabinet. All of our cabinet boxes are cut out via the CNC. It can also drill shelf pin holes, and it can also make raised panel MDF doors. We shy away from the MDF doors because we don't find it to be the most superior product, but in a pinch, in a laundry room, in a low-grade built-in, it's something that we can provide for you. I would much rather sell you a solid maple raised panel, but there's times that the raised panel MDF, it fits a budget. What else do we got here? This is where we assemble face frames. So that's going to be a flat and square surface that we're able to glue and clamp your cabinetry face frame. Something interesting about how our process is, if you've got an 1.5 inch piece of material that is the finished size, we're going to cut it out at 1 9/16 inches, ripped. And then we take it to the sander over there, that big guy over there, and we sand it down to 1.5 inches. So that machine not only digitally sizes, it sands as well. So we have a digital width denoted, and that is controlled and sanded by this machine over here. So that increases consistency, and that is key in cabinet building. What have we got here? We've got our 3 assembly tables there. The one closest to you generally only runs face frame assembly. The other 2 further, those build cabinets on those. On that far wall, you can see an example of some face frames ready for assembly. To their right, you'll see their matching mates, doors and drawer fronts. And the CNC cabinet box parts are going to be over here. So through our design program, if you were to see a schematic from me and you get a plan view layout, there's a cabinet number. That cabinet number is not only on the plan, that is a build cabinet number too. So when he cuts out cabinet frame number 4 and CNC cabinet number 4 and drawer boxes for number 4, the cabinet 4 you know is the cabinet 4 that we know, and that's how we organize everything. Every piece of material that we cut has a cabinet number on it, a job name, and the face frames have the color on them. So very cataloged, very organized in that. We're a little dirty right now. Usually it's pretty spotless in here, but it's Friday, we're winding down, need something to do Monday, so we'll do some sweeping Monday. Just tons of pieces of wood. Southern Cupboards makes big pieces of wood into smaller pieces of wood. So it's never a scrap, it's just a piece we haven't used yet. So we're utilizing all of our offcuts over there, all of our offcuts of stain grade material. We throw away as little as possible and try to reuse and repurpose. We've got some saw station here and here. Those are saw stop lengths for repetitive cuts, consistent, regular, repetitive cuts. Saves time. Man's not having to pull a tape and make a mark every time. Pull it out, cut it, ready to go. All of our assembly is based off a pocket screw. So you'll see this guy right here is how a pocket screw. That's actually how our drawers are assembled. So drawer boxes pocket screwed together, face frames pocket screwed together, cabinet boxes, 2 face frames, all pocket screwed. No plastic corner blocks, no hot glue, no staples. It's pocket screws, and it's in my opinion, the strongest. And it's also easily reworked. You can back a pocket screw out. You're not destroying the material. So you can adjust a pocket screw, and you have a lot of flexibility and a lot of strength through a pocket screw. Here's a little bit better look at the face frames with their mates. You know, green doors, green face frames. They'll end up pulling the cabinet box pieces off the rack, and then you end up with a cabinet on your table. We're actually pretty maxed out right now on storage. That's an approximately 70 cabinet job right there. And that's about our capacity. I can get 100 in there if I have to, but usually there's one big 70 or 2 or 3 20 cabinet jobs sitting in there ready to go. But we also have the hinge machine. That's a pretty neat item right there. So what that's going to do is it's going to bore a hole, flip a lever, and press your soft close hinge into a door. Again, automated, jig setup, repetitive. I can hinge a door today and take it to a cabinet that was built 10 years ago, and that spacing on that hinge is going to line up with those hinge plates. It's always the same. The distance from the top and the bottom of the opening is always the same. So again, it's just, you make a jig, you know that offset, it works for you in the future and looking into the past. It's all on the same page. And that helps us with repair and warranty and items like that as well. Let me see. Any solid slab mantle needs, we dry rough cut timbers. We've got it's mostly white oak and cedar right now. And that large black and yellow unit in the corner there, that is our rotary screw compressor. So as important as electricity is in this facility, air is actually the heart of every one of these machines. Everything is air over, and the Polar Air rotary screw compressor has a dryer and a cooler on it. So the water that's running into our paint room, we don't have to have separators and oil separators and dryers on it. All of the air is cooled and dried before it even gets into our airlines. Cleaner airlines, we're not putting wet air into these steel airlines. So that is a better final product for our paint process. And it is also a better inlet air for all of these machines. These orbital sanders, these presses, they don't like water running through them as well. So that item right there has really streamlined my process for air machines, because when we were set up on piston driven compressors, we couldn't support 3 guys sanding, someone running the air over CNC, and the paint room running as well. It was overheating the piston driven compressors because they only have a 50% duty cycle. A piston driven compressor, if it runs for 10 minutes, it needs to rest and cool for 10 minutes. The rotary screw, it's closer to an 85% duty cycle. So out of 10 minutes of running, or if you've got 10 minutes of work time, 8.5 of that can be work cycle, 1.5 of it's rest cycle. On the other end of that, this one is a variable speed. So right now, there's no demand on the compressor. It is at a lower RPM. When increased demand, the compressor itself is going to ramp up and spin faster and produce more air for us. So that guy right there is kind of our unsung hero, because it literally touches every tool here except for a chop saw, really. I think that's about it. That's Southern Cupboards. Yeah, so we do have a lacquer HVLP paint booth, high volume, low pressure, updraft. In the paint booth, we take and keep 1 clear coat gun. We have 3 other guns and pumps. One stays in primer at all times, and the other 2 are in 2 different colors. So between those, we can offer any finish that you may desire. There's a Benjamin Moore Liberty Park green right there. All your different whites. There's blues, custom colors. It is the sky's the limit. We deal with a company that I can take and send a swatch of this shirt, and they can match it for us in 5 to 10 business days, and we can have a custom color of your choosing and a nice, strong lacquer finish. Our lacquer process: 2 coats primer, 2 coats paint, mechanical buff, mechanical sand between each one. We do not do a heat baked system. In my opinion, that doesn't make the finish any stronger. It just speeds up the dry time. And we only have so much space, so the dry time is what it is. I think that's about it. We enjoy servicing the Moore County area. This is my 10th year of operating Southern Cupboards. We also have a good bit of business at the Carolina coast at Holden Beach. And we are definitely looking forward to continuing to service the Sand Hills and provide custom cabinets for anyone who may be in need. So this is our showroom in process. This building has been a cabinet shop for over 20 years. Southern Cupboards is the third entity of a cabinet shop that has been in this facility. So last year being my 9th year of operation, we decided to add our touch and our design to the showroom. So our perimeter cabinets are our newly produced cabinets. What we focus on is inset cabinetry. So you'll see where the face frame and the drawer front are flush, as opposed to this sort of cabinetry, which is overlay, where the door lays over the face frame. We prefer inset cabinetry because to me, it looks more like furniture. It's more of a custom look, and I just prefer the protection that it provides with the door or the drawer front recessed into the face frame. This line here is all push to open. So we don't have any hardware on this guy. It's gonna be able to pull out. You'll see the description here of a full extension drawer slide. So the back of that drawer is pretty much flush with this face frame here. And we also have undermount drawer slides. You're not seeing any drawer slide here in this space. Soft close for that guy. These doors actually also have assist open on them. So we're able to not have hardware on those. That's not for everybody. We find hardware is a beautiful item and can really customize the space. So by no means are we opposed to hardware. This is just something that we wanted to showcase. Something else that we get a lot of questions about is the interior of the cabinets. Our cabinet boxes are flush with the face frame. The reason for that is the hinge plates or drawer slides don't have to be blocked out. They have a whole nice 3/4 inch solid surface to mount to. Our face frame construction, based off that 1.5 inch that I mentioned around the table saw, that allows for a 3/4 inch interior box and a 3/4 inch finished in. So at the end of the day, you have an 1.5 inch thick cabinet box, which is extremely durable. Supports your granite well, and it just, in my opinion, is just a better cabinet. You know, we can even go so far as assisted open trash cans if it wants to work right. She's not working today, but it's going to soft close, and it's supposed to spring open electronically, but it might be unplugged right now. So that's what happens when you test stuff from distributors. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. That's why it's in a showroom getting its beta testing right now. And again, I don't know that I would completely support an electronic trash can. This is to also show your different rooms in the house which you may come across. You've got your little dry bar here. We've got a place for a beverage center, a wine bottle X holder. We prefer that as opposed to the wine lattice. This is to showcase, you know, different popular door inserts, metal mesh, cool type of hardware that we were able to get our hands on there. This is our solid walnut shelving, solid walnut tops, and these guys are actually produced to have lighting pushed inside of them. So next on the agenda, this one is produced having a wider face frame. You're still gonna have an 1.5 inch of actual cabinet box, but then we add 3/4 of an inch for interior lighting. The interior LED lighting What it does is it's going to produce a casted light into the cabinet instead of trying to shine down through shelves. So you get even light distribution throughout the cabinet and don't have the expense of glass shelves, which are very costly. This kind of represents a laundry room, spot for a hamper, hanging rods. We can get these oval hanging rods in black, brushed brass, chrome, and satin nickel. This is one of our favorite items and our best use of space for a corner cabinet. That is a Rev-A-Shelf Cloud. Comes in multiple finishes, but rated at about 80 pounds, and it really brings the back of that cabinet out to where it's accessible, and it really utilizes a blind corner there for you. Another accessory that we use a good bit of are these inserts here. They can work in a laundry room for lint rollers, odd-sized items. You can put them in kitchens for your utensils, spatulas, tongs, things like that. And they can also go in bathrooms for curling irons, hot hair dryers, and items like that. We just wanted to kind of take and represent a little bit of every room of the house that we're in often. This is a cool example of our 45 corner cabinet. So you can have a 90 or you can have a 45. We like these 45s. You get good depth out of them. You don't really have a blind corner in it. It's all pretty accessible. I've seen these guys just slam full of blender bottles and things like that. So people get really good use out of those. And then if everyone's got a house full of cabinets, they probably still need a mudroom bench. So we're very, very proud of our mudroom benches. Like I said, just about everybody needs one. We've got a couple different variations, being completely custom. We can do drawers, but we like the open to the floor, kick your shoes in. You can pull it out, you can vacuum, you can mop and clean under that space as well. We've got some cool like up hinges on these, so they can you can get your access like that. You can have your adjustable shelves in there, a little bit of display. Something else neat we like to do, this back is 3/4 inch material. You can put your hooks wherever you want. We're not having to deal with anchors, things like that. It's gonna hold some good inch screws, and we like some high hooks for coats, low hooks for little ones backpacks and things like that. Good place to stuff dog leashes and things like that. And it just super versatile. I think everyone needs a mudroom bench, somewhere to come in after a long day, sit down and kick your shoes off. This is from the existing showroom, and we kept this just to showcase an older style of cabinetry, the ups and downs and ins and outs of cabinetry. Before everybody wanted everything ran to the ceiling, this was a very popular alternative. Everyone knows style is cyclical, so probably won't be long and this will be back. But it is also a very good example of rustic knotty cabinetry with overlay doors and drawer fronts. And this other product here that we kind of promote as we're doing laundry rooms is fold out drying racks. So we can make that match your white oak cabinet. We can make it match your green painted laundry cabinet and every color in between. I think that's us.